All right, we're going to have to do the next call a little bit differently because we only have them auto screen. So we're going to have to try and do a little bit of housekeeping first. So let's start with the caller from the 616 area code. Is your name JJ?
Yes, my name's JJ.
Just the two letters J you prefer, or do you like it spelled a different way?
No, just the two letters, J.
And pronouns you'd like to include?
Feminine pronouns?
She, her?
Yes.
And what part of the country or world do you call? Well, it'd be country. What part of the country are you calling from? Just the state's fine.
Right now I'm in Missouri.
Excellent. And are you do you have a political affiliation you want to declare? You're conservative, you're MAGA, what are you?
I'm a moderate. Interesting.
I got to tell you, I never believe it when a man says moderate. We'll see if you break the mold. Moderate usually means I'm MAGA, but I want liberals to touch me. Okay, JJ, we've got your things in here. So JJ, you are on the line with Jimmy and Arden. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm actually registered independent. So
cool. I'm a registered independent, but I'm not a moderate. I'm a socialist. Quite the opposite. I'm nowhere near the middle.
So I do not think that it is government overreach to ask Jimmy Kimmel's company to take him off the air since we have the FCC. Charlie Kirk was killed in a terroristic event at a school.
How is that related?
And because we have a big problem with school.
No. How is that related to Kimmel being taken off the air?
They're trying to tap down on violence.
How did he do that?
Finally doing something about it.
How did he do that? How did Kimmel create violence, and how did removing him tap down on it?
You can think it's an overreach. I don't think it's an overreach.
That wasn't my question. How did he do it? How did he create violence, and how does removing him tap down on it?
How many people watch Jimmy Kimmel?
Don't know.
I would say a lot. I don't know if TV hosts are very popular anymore.
Great.
He has a very far reach, which is controlled by the FCC. Now, if he was on YouTube or Rumble or Twitch,
your reach is not supposed to be controlled by the FCC. The FCC is a regulatory body to make sure that you aren't breaking certain societal things that we say shouldn't be on public television, things like nudity, things like excessive swearing and that sort of thing. But you're describing that Jimmy Fallon was causing, for example, is in some way related to the murder of Charlie Kirk, that something he was saying was doing that. And my simple question to you so far has been how, and you have yet to get close to that answer. So JJ, what words did he use, if you prefer, that you say incites violence to a way that justifies the government censoring his platform and getting him removed from the air?
I'm not a government official.
Right. What speech do you support him doing it for?
Because the school terrorism is really bad in this country.
JJ,
and if are you, is what
JJ, are you trolling? Because you are not answering my question ever. Okay, then I'm going to try and break it down easier for you. You are saying this will lower the violence because something Jimmy Kimmel was doing was increasing the violence. What specific thing, whether that is the words he specifically said or something else, did he do that increased the violence?
It's very inappropriate to make jokes about a terroristic event.
Great. What joke did he make about the terroristic event?
He's a comedian.
What joke did he make about the terroristic event?
Do you actually know? If you don't know, you should just say, I don't know. That
you should admit
honest, right?
I don't remember exactly what he said.
So why was what made the killing of Charlie Kirk terroristic? What specific definition of terrorist? Because the government hasn't designated it a terrorist attack. In your mind, what did?
It was meant to strike fear.
Because it was a political assassination, right? A political attack?
What would have happened if he wasn't such a good shot and he got scared?
Sure,
Other
JJ,
people
but
could
JJ,
have been
but JJ,
taken out.
You're now answering a different question again. I asked what specifically made it terroristic. Usually the defense is going to be because it was a politically motivated killing meant to affect
school.
Sure, but that's
school property.
But terrorist doesn't mean on a school. That's not what terrorist means. You have to have political motivation for something to be elevated. There's more nuance there.
Do you not think that that's going to terrorize people to stop holding events on either side?
JJ, the word doesn't make it terrorism, JJ.
Right. If this call is terrorizing one of our members of the audience because you are missing the point so far, that they have a phobia of missing the point, you don't become a terrorist. There is a specific definition to what a terrorist is. But let's go with that it was terroristic because it had a political motivation. It was a political motivated attack. JJ, I'm going to give you another example and see if you agree that this was wrong and that that person should have been fired. Back during George W. Bush's administration, there was a news anchor. It was either on MSNBC or CNN, I can't remember, but a news anchor made a joke about an attack on George W. Bush's cousin. Do you remember this? George W. Bush's cousin got attacked. They beat him. And this news anchor made a joke about it and made light of it. And that news anchor was fired. Do you believe it was right to fire that anchor?
So they beat.
They politically
George
targeted
W. Bush.
Because of the political affiliation. They beat a cousin of George W. Bush up, and the person was fired because they made jokes about it because it was a politically motivated act of violence. They were fired for making that joke. Do you believe that was appropriate to fire them? I think it was, for the record. So I don't know why you're being hesitant.
I don't think that qualifies as an act of terrorism because you can't terrorize someone if it's a specific person. Like, they're not a Bush family
Charlie Kirk
member.
was a specific person.
Yeah, what?
Charlie Kirk was a specific
crowd.
Right, but they weren't there
like
for the massive crowd. The guy made I once said it was a great shot. I've since then found out the rifle he used in the distance. He made a pretty easy to make shot. And he only shot the one person. You're adding this level of there being a crowd is not important. But anyway.
Do you think that it's easy to watch someone die?
The whole point of what I just described. JJ, hang on. JJ, we're going to take a moment. First of all, the reason why I was bringing up that point is it was actually a parallel example. The real person was Charlie Kirk, who made light and jokes of Paul Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's husband, getting beaten. But you apparently think that a crowd is necessary for terrorism, or that just something is terroristic if somebody causes terror. Great. Then you're a terrorist. JJ, you and I are both terrorists because we pay taxes that are currently funding a genocide in Gaza.
JJ, I'm really afraid of the ocean. I have a really sincere phobia of the ocean. Does that make, when my mom invites me to the beach, does that make her a terrorist?
Buy a life jacket. Buy some floaties. You look great.
But it causes me terror. Your only standard you presented is that it caused terror. When my mom asks me to go to the ocean, it makes me nervous.
Is a human being.
By that standard,
my mom is a human being.
But is she holding you under the water?
I think
that wasn't. You didn't say we had.
JJ, how old are you?
JJ, this is the problem. Is your definitions are changing and they're really shifty, and I want to come to an understanding with you. So,
we're not arguing with a 13-year-old, right? JJ, how old are you?
Terrorism.
JJ, how old are you first?
I will define my terrorism. I'm an adult.
Okay, you're over 18?
Yes.
You promise?
I promise.
That's almost more
I'm on
depressing.
a hotel phone.
Okay, what is the definition of terrorism?
Stinky. Terrorism is an act in which maims, kills, or otherwise injures a person or persons with the intent to prevent future events from happening, like Charlie Kirk or TPS USA, I don't know, it sounds like toilet paper, coming to colleges. And this would also affect
why would we go with your definition of terrorism that is so hyper specific? And then once you've answered that, how did Jimmy Kimmel, which was the original, promote that terrorism?
I said that he should be pulled from the TV. I don't even think he's fired.
Why? But why? You haven't said why. You just said he should be pulled from the TV and that it's okay.
Because it was a terroristic event.
No,
I don't want...
Jimmy Kimmel did not do a terroristic event. Jimmy Kimmel did not do a terroristic event. Jimmy Kimmel did not condone a terroristic event, even if we go by your definition of terrorism. What specifically did Kimmel say or do that qualifies him to be taken off the air for
by the
terrorism?
FCC? They can investigate if they want.
So JJ,
that's depressing that she said.
Can I just read you what he said, JJ? Can we just read what he said, and then you can tell me if you think this is inciting terrorism in some way?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. He said, the MAGA gang was desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them to score political points from it. What about that as inciting terrorism?
As one of them?
The MAGA gang is desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them. So he's implying that the kid who shot Charlie was MAGA. We've since learned that maybe that's not quite clear.
Misinformation. Pointing to terrorism on the right when the person was upset at transgenderism or something, or even shooting.
We really don't know what exactly happened yet. We don't have good information on his motives.
And the words actually are that they spent the week pointing the fingers at everybody but themselves, that they were basically like, oh my God, we got to make sure nobody, and that is 100% true. And again, does not justify, even if he sits there and believes that it was one of MAGA, literally before there was evidence that he was MAGA, Fox News, the head of the FBI, people in the administration were all saying it was a trans person who did it. Do all of them deserve to lose their jobs at the hand of the government because they were wrong about who did it? It was a terroristic attack and they were out there saying the wrong thing. It wasn't a trans person. So every one of them also deserves to lose their jobs, right, JJ?
Sure, they should shut up.
No, not shut up. They should lose their jobs.
Shootings.
Kimmel lost his job.
Right winger or trans person.
Kimmel should lose their job. Kimmel should lose their job. They should all lose their job if Kimmel should lose his job.
They should lose their job if they can't think before they speak.
Okay, great. So you agree that Donald Trump shouldn't
put the blame on
a right winger. You agree
then
that Donald Trump shouldn't be president, right?
So if I can, I'm a little confused then, JJ. So like, I appreciate that you're at least consistent. You want everyone who's speaking on this without knowing it to be fired. I don't think I necessarily agree with you, but I appreciate that you're at least consistent there.
She won't be as soon as a real world example comes to her of somebody she doesn't want to get fired, for the record. The consistency is only to try and win a point.
I'm curious in testing the actual limits of that, because I don't know that I think that you actually think that. It feels to me, JJ, and if you think this is wrong, that's totally fine. It feels like this is a very salient event. I mean, like it happened recently. It's still very fresh in all of our minds. Many of us saw the most graphic version of the video, and I wish I hadn't seen it. It was very disturbing for sure. And it seems like this is like purely a response to how salient this thing is. Cause like, you're not here talking about the Colorado school shooting that came right after, right? I mean, and I'm sure somebody said something wrong about that.
I went to a very violent school. I was part of a terroristic plan, against the students.
You were part of the plan against them?
Shooting. I don't think they should have
JJ, I don't think you understand
either.
the words you use. Legitimately, like, I'm getting to this point where I'm like, are we literally beating up on maybe not a literal child? This is getting crazy. Like, you keep just saying, you keep elevating the worst. JJ, do you support the First Amendment or not?
I don't support the First Amendment if you
well then get the fuck out of here. I don't care. No.
A terrorist.
No, there is no, you getting to do this. Like, I don't support the First Amendment if I decide.
Anymore. I don't want gay clubs to be shot up anymore.
Great,
I don't want
JJ.
And
Jimmy Kimmel.
Opposed to gun violence. I honestly,
by the way, Charlie Kirk made jokes about the
I want us to have guns, but I would prefer a world where no civilian got anything other than a hunting rifle, which, by the way, this weapon was actually a hunting rifle. So it would have happened even with very, very restrictive gun laws. This shooting still could have taken place. But like, I agree with you. I don't like guns. I don't understand the point, though. That doesn't mean that Jimmy Kimmel should have lost his job for those statements.
Jimmy Kimmel did nothing that violates what the First Amendment leaves as an exception. right?
Yeah.
He was 100% within, and the government who opposes him, which should add an extra level of scrutiny. Is this politically motivated? Not only can we deduce that it's politically motivated, they're admitting it was politically motivated. They're taking credit for it. Donald Trump's telling you who's coming next. Donald Trump's telling us that Colbert was really him also. They are trying to silence the airwaves, specifically of those that they don't like. But fucking Brian Kilmeade over on Fox News, when he says we should kill the homeless, nothing. No calls
no
to
consequences.
no calls. By the way, on Twitter, this guy who apparently wanted violence against Charlie Kirk, if your standards to be believed, he literally writes.
Twitter doesn't matter. Twitter is where people go to say
You're
shit.
right, and you know what? Actually, he didn't put it just on Twitter. He released it as a statement. He released it as a statement before this all happened. Jimmy Kimmel wrote, "Instead of the angry finger pointing, can we for one day just agree that it is horrible and monstrous to shoot another human? On behalf of my family, we send love to the Kirks and to all the children, parents and innocents who fall victims to parents and innocents who fall victim to senseless gun violence." Boy, JJ, you're right. He just really thought Kirk had it coming and wanted more of that to happen.
Jimmy Kimmel can appeal. When you get millions of dollars from a network that runs on the FCC, you should expect that if they don't like what you're saying, or if they think that it's inappropriate for things like school shootings and terrorism, that they're going to remove you.
You should expect that they're going to violate the First Amendment, because usually the precedent was that they keep things limited to, you don't get to show wieners on TV. You don't get to show tits. You don't get to say certain words. You can't say cunt or fuck. You can only say shit after a certain time.
You can't incite violence specifically, I believe, but that's not even close to what happened.
You're basically saying stop crying because you should expect the government is going to violate the First Amendment. Maybe you can appeal to that same government who then will get to decide.
If it was his writers, if his true thoughts were on his Twitter post and his writers wrote a bad joke, I don't care if he did it. Appeal.
I don't care if he did it off the top of his head. You still can't repeat, even though it's been read to you, what he actually said that was offensive, that was calling for violence.
School shootings are a real problem here.
Great. What did he say about school shootings?
Nobody's denying that, JJ.
What did he say about school shootings?
School shootings are a problem.
Tell me what Jimmy Kimmel has ever said about school shootings that undermined that they are a real problem.
I don't watch late night television.
Yeah, no shit. You're just making shit up here. They lie. You've lied. Oh my God. This whole time you've either lied or just been too stupid to know you're not telling the truth. I can't do it anymore with you, JJ. You are not. JJ, you're right.
No,
I think
JJ,
I don't
think you're necessarily lying, but you're speaking on something on which you have no information. And I don't know why you would call us about this if you don't know. If you don't watch Kimmel, you don't know how he thinks about these issues.
My call,
if you didn't see, hold on, JJ. Well, you called into our show, and let me read to the audience what your screener notes say. My name is JJ. I do not think that Jimmy Kimmel being removed for his speech about Charlie Kirk is a violation of free speech, because Charlie Kirk was killed at a terroristic act at a school. We took your call because it seemed like you wanted to defend that position, but as has been revealed throughout the course of this call, you don't actually hold that position because you don't know what Jimmy Kimmel said. You don't know in what way that it did or didn't violate free speech.
I'm not a professional debater like you guys.
Okay, we're not asking you to be JJ, but we're not asking of you to be a professional debater or to know everything. We're just saying, if I don't know about an issue, I'm not going to call into a show to defend it. That'd be really weird, right?
How are we going to know any of the things you're saying should have been the reason we didn't take your call until we took your call?
I will always call in an opportunity to talk about terroristic events at a school.
Great, that's silly.
That's not what this is, though. That's not what this call is.
It's as though I ate something and it gave me food poisoning. And you said, why did you eat the food if it was poisoned? We didn't know you were poisoned. Okay, JJ? We didn't know until,
for not wanting school shooters?
No,
I don't want you guys
that's a straw man, JJ. That's a straw man, JJ. I'm going to go ahead and mute you since you're resorting to it. You're poisoned because you, in ignorance, vote, and apparently you have voted conservatively in the past. At least that's what I'm taking. I don't actually know that you're actually an adult. You sound like a child who's like having their first attempt here. But no, you're poisoned because you are confident in your entire ignorance, and you are poisoning the election process by being an active part of it, despite being so wrong and so off base by so much. Now I will unmute you.
Election age should.
Oh my God, you talked the whole time.
No. do you think that the election age should be older than me? Like maybe 25, like you can drive a car?
No, I actually think the election age should probably be lowered. However, I think people should be well educated and take civics courses and should only vote if they actually feel confident in their beliefs. But it would be at a personal choice level. I'm not going to mandate who can and can't vote. Unfortunately, I think it's important that ignorant people have access to it as well.
I left because of school violence.
Great. I have a GED because I started college early. And we both have GEDs. Well done, JJ.
I'm glad that you have one too. I also advised the carpenter from my school to get one too because he hated going there.
Great. But if you, to anybody watching, if you are smarter than high school is necessary and you would like to start your college experience early, I highly recommend you get your GED. High school is useless, especially if you are autistic. Well, I should say like maybe high functioning. I'm sure there are services for people who need them who are autistic. But for me, it was absolute hell to even just little things like having to raise my hand to go to the bathroom and having to learn math from somebody who knew math less well than I.
Were you attacked at school too? Were you a violence victim too? Because there's a lot. In what way would it be?
Of course, I was bullied in school. JJ, I don't. What is the point you are trying to take? Because none of this is at all relevant to the actual thing that happened here. Are you now trying to shift from earlier in the call where you said like I went to a violent school to now like you were an active part of a school shooting?
You went to a violent school too.
I went to many schools and some of them could be considered violent and some of them would not be.
There was an active shooter once when I was in high school. He didn't enter the school. Luckily, the police were able to apprehend him long before he got anywhere near the school. But he had a weapon, was on school grounds, and was trying to access the school.
Yeah, we had a person on school grounds with a gun once, but no,
then
never
somehow support Jimmy Kimmel being removed from the air because of a terroristic school accident, which he did not condone or approve of in any way. None of these things are related, JJ. They're just, it's like, you know, those conspiratorial boards where there's like a red thread connecting them all?
Sylvia.
But the pieces aren't connecting. They're just like dangling is what's going on. Like they're not relevant to each other at all, JJ.
JJ, I'm going to beg you to spend the night Googling logical fallacies.
I can't see. I'm blind.
Oh, so you were a troll caller from the beginning?
No, I only see out of one eye. It's hard to
So you can see?
I am legally blind.
Okay, I'm legally blind because my vision without my contacts is -7 or something crazy. So you can see, and you obviously can do some kind of research because you're here talking about what you think your research is, apparently aware of the Jimmy Kimmel thing. So whatever process is bringing you information, whether it's with a helper or whatever, and this is like the 9th identity politics things you've tried to hide behind.
I can listen.
Do whatever. Great. Go listen to what logical fallacies are.
There's also lots of great news articles who have covered this whole story in great length, including what Jimmy Kimmel said, including what the FCC chair said on Betty Johnson's podcast. Like lots of this stuff has been covered. So you could have had access to this information before you called in, but you decided to just do it without knowing. And that's just very strange.
Show, and you guys invite people to call in. Random lay women like me.
Yes, and we're allowed to criticize you for calling in and having strong beliefs about a topic which you don't understand.
Well, since when is anybody here now banning you from it? This is the consequence of you calling in ignorantly.
Nobody's denying your right to have strong beliefs about a topic, but before you call into a call-in show, I would think you would want to at least know anything about the topic you're calling in about.
You sure do have a right to that opinion. It doesn't mean it is an absolute dog shit. And I'd rather eat dog shit than the embodiment of the opinion that you've given.
Over on the line, we often get calls from people who want to talk about physics.
Is it because you're a Mormon?
JJ.
Yes, that's why.
Over on the line, JJ. Over on the line, we regularly get calls from people who are asking to talk about physics. They have really strong feelings about quantum physics. Do you know what? I don't call shows talking about quantum. Can I finish, please? I don't call shows talking about quantum physics because I don't know jack shit about quantum physics. I could give you a bunch of terms that are vaguely related to quantum physics, but it would be really weird if I called into a call-in show to talk to physicists, to tell them they're wrong about something relating to quantum physics, and then demonstrate that I have actually no idea what I'm talking about. That would be really weird, right?
I don't care if you embarrass me. Listen, I've been
That's
embarrassed
not,
about
I'm not trying to
eating
embarrass you.
everything.
That's not my goal, JJ. I'm not here trying to embarrass you. I
Are
was
you
asking
sure?
genuinely. Wouldn't it be weird
It seems
if I
like you
called
want to
into a
embarrass
show?
all your callers.
Can
And
you
I'm
you
the
answer the
easiest
question?
one.
JJ, I would really like to engage with you. I'm actually trying here.
JJ's going to keep
Wouldn't
complaining
it be
about
weird
being
if I
here
called
because she
into a
doesn't know
show?
she can hang up. If you're going to
Yeah,
keep
we're
complaining
not
that you're
going to
here,
hang
no
up.
one's
Here, you can
forcing you
leave
to
at any point
stay.
you want. But my goal is not to embarrass you. If that's happened, I am a little bit
No, I don't
sorry,
feel
but not that
embarrassed.
sorry because
Oh, I know
you
you
called
don't.
in about a topic which you don't know anything about, which I appreciate that at least at the beginning of the call, when we said, do you not know? You said you don't know. I appreciate that you admitted that.
I said I don't
Then it's
remember
like,
what exactly was said.
but then it's weird to call in, right? Like, I don't take
No,
strong
it's not
positions on
weird to
issues I'm
call
not
in.
well informed about. Yes, it is weird. It's very weird to
I'm
call
sitting in
in
a hotel room.
expressing
I got nothing
strong
else to
feelings about an
do.
issue which you don't understand.
Oh, I'll give you something else to do. Look up BetterHelp and go and do some victim complex work with a therapist. That would be a much better.
BetterHelp is an awful.
BetterHelp had problems
company.
in the past. I don't know why you would have issues with it now.
I don't care. It's really annoying that you'd like. Again, this is like the last person who wanted to hone in on the one word I said that he didn't like in that whole spree I gave, honing in on BetterHelp rather than like the substance of what he's talking about.
It's also not true. BetterHelp's fine.
So are you guys just baiting people to be mean to them? Is that what the show is?
JJ, while it doesn't become it isn't my goal at the beginning of the call. My goal is legitimately an honest conversation. If a person is going to continually use fallacies, speak over, and straw man over and over and over again, at a certain point, if they're going to stay on the line and not hang up, you might be correct in saying at a certain point, my goal becomes to embarrass them. I actually think embarrassment is a great moment of learning for a lot of people. When you are embarrassed by your ignorance.
People's energy. I want to have informative conversations where we both have more understanding of each other, and hopefully, ideally, I would like you to convince you that my position is the correct one, because obviously I think I'm right. That's why I have my position. But like, my goal is not even to convince you. I really just want to have understanding of each other and to feel like you understand my position. But really, you just come in here to like brag about your being ignorant on this topic. And because of that, maybe as a subsequent effect, we've embarrassed you, but that's not my goal.
Mine became that.
Then you honed in on one word you didn't like in the whole, rather than addressing the whole substance of the concept. So this is why it's not easy.
Ignorant. I've never heard that before. I think that's a new term.
You could also look up the phrase weaponizing your ignorance.
Brag about your ignorance. You should do it.
You should look up weaponizing your ignorance too.
That was several different words, all of which are very common. There was nothing revolutionary in that statement.
You should look up weaponizing your ignorance as well. Great.
Brag about your ignorance.
Go make one.
Call the line, brag about your ignorance.
We'll send it to you.
Go recruit us.
I'm not giving you my address.
Go recruit some callers.
I didn't ask for your address.
I didn't either. It's weird.
We said we'd send it to you. We can send you a link where you can put in your own address.
JJ, I also detected a long time ago that you aren't going to be embarrassed by your ignorance, because I know roughly where you fall on the Dunning-Kruger scale. So the biggest thing is that I wish I could embarrass you, because that can be the first moment where you go, I never want to be embarrassed like that again. So I'm going to go do my due diligence, and I'm going to go prove my position or whatever the correct position is, because that actually is how I got out of being a ridiculous conservative, being a ridiculous Mormon. It was some level of, I'm getting pretty embarrassed when I engage on this, and the vast oceans of ignorance are being exposed. And I went to go and fill in those vast oceans to like they did in that bad Superman movie.
Where am I on the Dunning-Kruger scale?
Would you like me to draw it and give you the dot? No, not quite the beginning. Not quite, because remember, it starts low. It's
sure.
Yeah.
But you're close to the beginning though. You're maybe like a few notches on the Dunning-Kruger scale. You're at like 2.
Do you know what the Dunning-Kruger scale is?
I thought it was the political scale, though. Can you define that one for me?
Sure.
I thought you were going to put me on a political scale and say I wasn't a moderate or something.
It's not. I'm going to draw it for you. I'm actually stoked to help you out with this one. All right. So I'm drawing it. Do you have access to a screen that you're going to be able to see it on?
It's a little bit behind, but the TV is big enough that I can see.
Got it. So you're not blind. Yeah. Interesting. All right. Confidence. And wisdom.
I am blind in one eye.
Great. So earlier when you said you couldn't research, you were lying.
Disability paperwork for that.
Great. I'm blind in both eyes legally, since that's what we're going by. This is the Dunning-Kruger effect. Ah, shit. I've moved a page.
Oh man, I was hoping we'd get some dirty deets when you.
Contacts won't fix my problem.
Great. This is the Dunning-Kruger effect. You have on the x-axis wisdom, and on the y-axis confidence. And essentially, when you have no wisdom, you also have no confidence in your wisdom on a topic. If you haven't ever done any quantum physics, you don't know shit. But then if you just learn a little bit about quantum physics, your confidence in a topic shoots up to the same level that an actual master in confidence or in quantum physics pops up to. And so I would put you roughly, I think you could be slightly more confident, because you did resort to all of this, like, well, why'd you take my call? And So I'm going to put you just behind the peak. If you want to see that dot there, that is the amount of confidence you are, despite the extremely low amount of wisdom you have on the topic. Yes,
it means the people who have the most, like, not the least knowledge, but very little knowledge on a topic tend to be more confident on it than is earned, is basically the principle.
That dot you're just behind is called the peak of Mount Stupid, just so you know.
Sure, you think I'm stupid.
No, I think you're on the mountain of stupid on this topic, certainly. I don't know if you're generally stupid. My confidence isn't high, though. Wonder where my opinion on your intelligence, I'll get back to you on where I'd put that on the Kruger scale.
Oh, no, it's fine that I'm stupid. I'm just
hey, you said it, JJ.
Deli worker.
But if you know that you're stupid, please stop voting.
No, of course not. I love my voting rights.
Well, of course you would. All right, JJ. Well, I don't think we can get anything else out of this. I'm not going to squeeze a stone for juice, so...
Try not to call shows on topics you don't understand. Please, I beg you.
So I admit.
You're allowed to have ideas. You're allowed to have feelings. You shouldn't call into shows when you don't understand a topic. That's weird.
If it wasn't on one of my channels and I heard you were live on another channel talking about quantum physics, I admit, JJ, I'd open it up. I'd watch.
Well, I have enjoyed talking to you both. I've looked forward to talking to you for a really long time.
Again. Thanks, JJ.
No, I've called in like 3 times and I had to go for work stuff.
Great.
But
all right.
I enjoyed talking to both of you.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, JJ.
Okay.
Bye.
Later, JJ. I feel a little bit bad because I feel like she's gonna go home, cry right now. There's a shakiness in her voice that makes me feel bad, but I don't understand. Why would you confidently assert that Jimmy Kimmel's removal was justified because he was like somehow promoting or endorsing an act of terrorism? Like, that's crazy. Like, you don't know that, and you confidently asserted it. That's weird. You shouldn't be willing to confidently assert something like that if you genuinely don't even know what he said.